Yeah, welcome everyone. And as you all know, the topic of today's meeting is mutual funds and stock selection. And also, we are going to discuss a concept which is called as SIP uh, in stocks. To start with, most of you might be having some mutual funds. How many of you have mutual funds? Either they have bought it or they have mutual funds or have purchased mutual funds from someone. Type yes in the chat box if you have purchased a mutual fund or are holding a mutual fund. Yes. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 So I am sure that 90% of the people who are having mutual funds as of now, they are sold to you either by a friend, a banker, a loan officer, or a relative, or a acquaintance, or a friend of a friend. Am I right? If I am right, type yes. And if you have not bought this, yes, 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 yes. So that is what the main problem is, and that is the most common way of which most of us as retail traders and investors, they fall into this, I won't call it a trap, but I would call it, we make wrong choices because we are not having proper knowledge, ill informed and misinformed many a times. And we tend to buy mutual funds from some or the other person. Now, to start with, let me start sharing my screen, and let me know if my screen is visible. If you can see my screen, then please type yes in the chat box. So this is what stock market is all about, and I hope you can all see my screen. I'll just change the setting of the chat once, so that you can type and it's visible to everyone. Yeah, yeah. So I think my screen is visible now, and type yes in the chat box if you can see my screen. Yes. Okay. Good. Yeah. So this is a stock market in the center, and there are two kinds of things which we do with it. We consider ourselves only as an investor, and sometimes we consider only as a trader. Uh, we won't get into how to use both these concepts together because that is a total different topic for another day. But if you are an investor, then you have two options. Either you go into mutual fund kind of things, or you buy stocks or shares of the company directly. Now, mutual funds, I am sure most of you have bought it from somebody, and as far as it has been sold to you by somebody, it is a regular mutual fund. So what is the problem with regular mutual fund? Whenever they are selling a mutual fund to you, they will say that it is just 1% commission, and that 1% commission won't affect you much if you are buying a mutual fund. But the problem is that 1% you will be paying every time, every year, and on the entire corpus which you will be developing over a period of 7 years or 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. So if you make that calculation and compare apple with apple, for example, if you consider XYZ regular mutual fund with the XYZ direct mutual fund for a similar period of time, similar amount invested, then for a period of 10 years, you will make a difference of round about 2 to 5 lakh rupees, depending on which kind of mutual fund are you invested in. If the duration increases to 15 years to 20 years, the difference which a regular mutual fund will cost you is approximately 5 to 7 lakh more as compared to a direct mutual fund. A direct mutual fund will give you better returns, because in regular mutual fund, the amount which will be invested in the mutual fund will after be will be invested after deducting the expenses of commission, the expense manager, expense ratio of the fund manager. And if you are into ULIP, then your life insurance premium also will be get deducted from it. So we per se in our community, we will not be talking about ULIPs because we don't consider ULIP as a good investment. ULIP combines life insurance with a investment proposal, and we tend to keep both of them apart. Whenever we are buying life insurance, we will buy term insurance, and whenever we are investing, we will be investing in purely investment instruments. We will never combine the two of them. We won't ever buy any product which is having features of both term insurance and investment together. So ULIPs are out of the question. You should only invest in mutual funds, and that too a direct mutual fund, not a regular mutual fund, because direct mutual fund will save your money, because regular mutual funds will have their expenses, commissions cut before they are investing in the mutual fund. So if you're investing 100 rupees directly into a direct mutual fund, then after the expense ratio will be there in direct mutual fund also, because even there will be a fund manager. So expense ratio will be deducted. And for example, after deducting the expense ratio of say 1 rupee or 1.5 rupees, your 98.5 rupees will be invested in your mutual fund. Whereas as compared to it, when you're investing in a regular mutual fund, the amount, expense ratio, as well as the commission which you are supposed to pay will be deducted. And after that deduction, the remaining amount will be invested in the mutual fund. So always go for a direct mutual fund. And if you are having regular mutual funds, which you are already investing since 5 years, 7 years, and they have crossed their maturity period, then I would suggest to close them down, stop their payments, and start investing in a similar mutual fund. For example, if you are having SBI blue chip regular mutual fund, then stop payment of SBI blue chip regular, and from next month onwards, start SBI blue chip direct mutual fund, so that you don't miss the benefit. You are just stopping the payment of this fund and you are starting a whole new fund to on a different platform, not with the regular person or with the bank. Now, depending on where the mutual funds are investing, there are equity based mutual funds, debt based mutual funds, and hybrid mutual funds. The equity based mutual funds will be ones which will be investing in different stocks of the companies or shares of the companies. These equity mutual funds, they will be either having completely focus on Nifty or a specific sector of the Nifty. Like they might be investing only in automobile sector, or they might only be investing in FMCG sector, or they might be investing in a specific banking sector only. So sector specific index funds are also there, and mutual funds which are focusing on the entire Nifty are also there. Then there are there's a term which is called as exchange traded funds. These are called as ETFs, and ETFs are somewhere between mutual funds and stocks. Mutual fund have the advantage of investing regularly, and we don't have to look after what shares the mutual fund company is buying, and how they are changing the different companies in the portfolio. We don't have to manage it actively. That thing is done by a fund manager when a mutual fund is there. But in a separate portfolio, if we are investing in separate stocks, then we need to keep the track of those stocks, how they are performing, whether a stock is not performing well, whether the stock has gone down too much. If it is happening, then we will replace that stock by another stock which is performing well in our portfolio. So these are two extremes. One is a complete passive method of investment in which we are just investing and mutual fund manager is handling our portfolio. And second is stock based approach in which we are actively managing our portfolio. Now there is a middle way where comes the ETFs. The problem with mutual fund is that if I want to close the mutual fund, I cannot close it right now. I have a procedure to follow. But if I want to sell shares of Reliance, then I can sell the shares of Reliance right now, means during the market hours, and I can get that money within 2 days. The procedure for mutual fund is a bit tedious as compared to stocks. However, both are liquid. If a mutual fund is uh, open-ended mutual fund, I'll come to that too, then it is also liquid, but the procedure to close the mutual fund and get profit from it is a bit tedious as compared to selling and buying stocks. This is where exchange traded funds or ETFs, they come into picture. These are a middle path between mutual funds and stock. They give us the advantage of passively managing our portfolio with liquidity of the stocks. So what does these do? They tend to mimic the either Nifty. If they are mimicking Nifty, then we will be calling them Nifty Bs, and we can buy Nifty Bs directly from the broker terminal. And when we need, we can sell it immediately like we are selling any other stock. So this is the advantage of ETF. Now, another term which is there is equity based ETF. Then there are fixed income ETFs. Then depending on where they are investing and which sector they are catering to, there are commodity ETFs, currency ETFs, REIT, which is also called as real estate ETF, and then there are specialty ETFs. Some of the times what happens is we are not having access to all the companies, or we cannot invest in certain sectors. This is where these ETFs come in handy. And suppose we want to invest in a sector, such as we want to invest in a sector which is having electric vehicles. So we can select that specialty and we can invest in a EV specialty ETF. Or if we are interested in investing in artificial intelligence, then we can select an ETF which is having the components of the artificial intelligence companies, and we can directly invest in them. Now ETFs too will have fund manager, and they too will be managing the portfolio passively like the other portfolio managers. These portfolio managers also take expense ratio from the ETFs, but it is very minimal as compared to other mutual funds. Now when we come to the categories of mutual funds are basically divided into different types. First, on the basis of whether they are regular or direct. Then second, it is based on whether they are investing in stocks or depth component. Based on that, they are divided into equity mutual funds, depth mutual funds, and if they are investing almost equally in equity as well as depth, then they are hybrid mutual funds. Here comes another mutual fund, which is called as arbitrage fund. Now, for all practical purposes, arbitrage funds are considered a hybrid mutual fund, but for taxation purpose, the taxation of arbitrage mutual fund is in the same line as of equity mutual fund, because even arbitrage mutual funds, they invest in stocks, and they use the difference in price between future price of the stock and the current price of the stock to create arbitrage positions, or they might create arbitrage positions depending on the difference between the price in BSE and NSE. So basically, what is arbitrage? Arbitrage is difference in the price of the same instrument in different categories. Like in cash category, if Reliance is trading at 24,300 and future it is trading at 2470, then there is a 70-point difference between cash price of Reliance and future price of Reliance. This difference, they have various formulas on which they calculate whether this difference is a fair difference. And if there is a mismatch between fair difference of future price and current price of Reliance, then they take advantage of that unfair pricing and create arbitrage positions. For example, if future is trading too expensive, then they will sell the future and buy 250 shares of Reliance, because at the end of the month, the future price and the current price of Reliance will come down to the same level. So the difference, whatever is there, it will slowly revert to the mean. It will come down to the level where both the prices will be fair to each other. So these are the kind of arbitrage opportunities which arbitrage funds use. Now it is a normally whenever we are investing in arbitrage fund, we invest it with the aim of investing for 1 to 6 months. Now, depending on whether we are investing for a fixed period or a period which we desire, the mutual funds are divided into open-ended mutual fund and closed-ended mutual fund. An open-ended mutual fund is one which allows us to get in and get out of the mutual fund whenever we want, whereas a closed mutual fund has a cap and a lock-in period for which at least that much period we need to stay in the mutual fund. If we are exiting before the lock-in period gets over, then we are penalized and we have to pay penalty. So always get into a mutual fund, which is a open-ended mutual fund. So just to summarize, we will be always investing in a direct mutual fund. If we are targeting growth, then we will be investing in equity mutual funds and always in an open-ended mutual fund. Now, the fourth thing which comes into the picture is about whether the mutual fund is having growth option or dividend option. Now, dividend, as we know, if we are keeping money in the bank, the bank gives us interest on that money. If we are buying a share of a company, some companies, they give part of the profit from the company as dividends. Similarly, some mutual funds, they give part of their profit as dividends in dividend mutual fund. But overall, it has been found that if we are investing in mutual fund for wealth creation, then instead of dividend mutual funds, we should always invest in growth mutual funds, because growth mutual funds will keep on adding the profits earned from the mutual fund into the mutual fund, thus leading to the eighth wonder of the world, that is compounding. So you are investing 1 rupee, you get 1.2 rupee. Next year, 1.2 rupee is invested into the mutual fund, and on 1.2 rupees, you will gain the 20% return. So it goes on compounding and your wealth creation is supported. Whereas in a dividend, it is not so much supported because dividends are paid back to the customer. So this is where the types of mutual funds are there. Now, depending on what mutual funds should we invest in, whenever we are thinking of investing in any kind of mutual fund, we need to know certain language of the mutual fund. Now, what is this language of the mutual fund? So the mutual fund, what is mutual fund? Mutual fund is an AMC. What is AMC? Is an asset management company. So it is a company which will manage our assets. We will pay money to the company and they will invest that money in different assets. If they are investing in shares, it is called as equity. If they are investing in debt, what are debt instruments? Debt jaise government bonds, corporate bonds, debentures. If the mutual fund is investing in these type of instruments, it is called as a debt mutual fund. If the mutual funds are investing partly in equity and partly in debt, then they are called as hybrid mutual funds. So mutual fund company, what it will do? It will take money from many people, collect that money and invest in other assets. Like it will buy a company stocks of Reliance, Tata Motors, TCS, depending on what type of mutual fund they are building up. Now, the second term which we want to know is OM. What is OM? OM is asset under management. That is how much asset does the company has. The asset managed company is handling how much asset, the total capital it is handling. The more capital a mutual fund is handling and the longer duration since the time it has been handling, the more reliable the mutual fund. This is a very plain and simple logic, that if a person is reliable enough, he will be able to survive in the market for a longer duration in time, and he will also be handling large amount of money. So if the company is handling large amount of money and is in the market for more than 5 years, then we consider the asset management company as a reliable company. So better OM is good for us. We try to invest in mutual funds which have at least 1,000 crore ohm and not less than 500. We will always prefer companies greater than 500 crore ohm. They should be at least able to manage 500 crores, and they should be there in the market for at least last 5 years, so that we get a idea about how they have been performing since the last 5 years. Now, net asset value. What is net asset value? Now, there are many people who are investing in mutual fund, and mutual fund is investing in different type of assets, like it is buying 10 shares of Reliance, 50 shares of TCS. So how are we going to know how much money we have invested and what is the value of that money? To come to that and not create confusion, the companies, they give you a net asset value. Net asset value is like a unit. The company gives you 1 unit of its share as a amount of in exchange of the money which you have given to the company. So if the NAV is 500 rupees and I want to invest 5,000 rupees, I will get 10 units. If I want to invest 50,000 rupees, I will get 100 units. So this NAV is net asset value, and this decides the value of the units which you have purchased from that company. Now, exit load is a very important concept which I want to reinforce again, that exit load should not be there in the mutual fund, because if we want to get out and we want liquidity in the mutual fund, we don't want a mutual fund which will penalize us for getting out before the locking period. So we always want to get into a mutual fund which is giving us an open option whenever we want to enter and whenever we want to get out. Now, the two important terms which we always consider when we are investing in mutual fund is CAGR and IRR. Now, what is CAGR? CAGR is calculation of the compound annual growth rate. So what is compound annual growth rate? I invested 1 lakh rupees this year and I took out 2 lakh rupees after 3 years. So my compound annual growth rate was 100% in 3 years. For 1 lakh, I got another 1 lakh. So I was having 100% CAGR for 3 years. So each year I was having 33% CAGR. What is IRR? IRR is internalized ratio. This is useful in cases where we are not doing a lump sum investment. We are investing in parts. Like today I am investing 5,000. After 1 month I am investing 5,000. So over a period of year, I am investing 60,000 rupees. So if I calculate how much I invested in on 1st of January and how much I am getting on 1st of January after 5 years, the figure which I will be getting will not be a proper figure, because I have not invested that much amount on 1st of January. I have been investing in parts. I've been investing 5,000 rupees. Sometimes I'm investing more, sometimes I'm investing less. So in that cases, IRR is more important as compared to CAGR. CAGR gives us a general picture of how much the return was over a period of years, and it is generally gives a better picture when a lump sum investment is done. But a IRR gives us a clearer picture when we are investing not in lump sum and we are investing in parts. Now, the exact formula for CAGR and IRR, we can find them on the net, but we don't need them, because there are ready-made CAGR and IRR calculators. If you search on Google, you will get a ready-made calculator where you can just put figures and get the CAGR. You can put the figures and get IRR. We just want to understand that CAGR is compound annual growth rate on our lump sum investment. The more the CAGR, the better the asset. Similarly, more the IRR, the better the asset in which we have invested. Now, how to select the stocks, how to select the mutual funds. Now, whenever we want to select the mutual fund, I want you to remember this acronym, DARE as. The D stands for duration, A stands for OM, R stands for returns, and E stands for expense ratio. And the other two, A and S, are the two ratios. It is alpha ratio and Sartino ratio. Now, there's a simple way of doing this. There's a site which is called as valueresearchonline.com. Can you see this site? This site, when you go to this site, you will see something like this. This is valueresearchonline.com. We scroll down and we go to VRO tools. In this, there is a section called as fund selector. We click on fund selector. Here, now what we want to do, what we have seen here, DARE AS. So DARE is duration, OM, returns, and expense ratio. And the other two are alpha ratio and Sartino ratio. So these two ratios we will see last. The thing which we want to see is duration, OM, returns, and expense. DARE, duration, OM, returns, and expenses. So when we go here, first we will select which type of fund do we want to invest in. When we come here, there is a field called as category. Here there are different types of mutual fund depending on which mutual fund, which asset they are investing in. So equity will be investing mostly in stocks. Debt will be investing mostly in debt instruments like bank bonds, corporate bonds, government bonds, and hybrid mutual funds will be a mix of equity and debt mutual funds. Similarly, there are other mutual funds, other types of mutual funds. So for example, if I want to select an equity mutual fund, and in equity mutual fund, I want to select a large and mid cap mutual fund. So I will select large and mid cap mutual fund and I will update the fund list. As soon as I update the fund list, I will get a snapshot here of all the mutual funds which are there in this category. So what we had decided that we will not choose closed-ended mutual fund. So we will be choosing an open-ended mutual fund, direct plan, and we will try to stick to mutual funds which are having more than 3 stars. So after doing this, we will get a list of mutual funds which are fulfilling our criteria of selection. Now, the first criteria which we will be seeing in this is DARE. So DARE is duration. So we want mutual funds which are there in the market since at least last 5 years. If they are there in the market for more than 5 years, it is better. But at least 5 years performance we should know of these mutual funds. Second is asset under management, or OM. OM is the criteria which we have fixed is better if it is more than 1000 or at least 500. We won't select mutual funds which are handling less than 500 CR of assets. The third is returns. We will compare how this mutual funds returns are there over a period of 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. And lastly, we will see which is the least expensive mutual fund. So going back here, we are selecting equity, large cap, mid cap. We are selecting open and direct plans. Okay. So this is the list which we have got. Now, this is a random list based on the alphabetical order. First, we want the companies which are handling the most OM. So if I click it once, the least figure comes up. We want the most. So if I click it again, the company which is handling the highest asset number will come at the top. So Mirae Asset, Emerging Blue Chip, Canara Robeco Emerging, Kotak Equity, DSP, ABSL, SBI, and Access Growth Opportunities. And we can download these in Excel, and we will get a list which is downloaded in the Excel form. This will help us to compare. Now, I just want to make a clarification here that this is just for study purpose and this is not an investment advice. This is just for guidance and to know how you have to select your funds. I am not giving you any suggestion or recommendation in which mutual fund you have to invest in. Because I am not a SEBI registered investor advisor. Okay. So this is the net asset which we get. The first 5 or 10 you get, you can take a Excel download so that you get a list of the entire mutual funds in a descending order. Now, after duration, after the asset, we want to see the duration. So we will go into the returns. So if we select short-term returns, it will show us returns up to 1 year, from 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, up to 1 year. But we want a long-term view first. So we are seeing companies which are there in the market for at least 5 years. So when we click, we get the number 1 over here. So which is the leading one for the last 5 years. If we compare the last 5 years data, then Mirai, Canara, Edelweiss, Sundaram, LIC, Invesco, SBI, large cap mid pack, Kotak, ABCL, these are the first 10 mutual funds. Now what happened when the second year Axis Growth Opportunity started claiming number 1, but it has been in the market for less than 5 years. So we won't consider this. We will consider the below ones. So the below ones are almost the same. They have only shifted 1 position down. Mirai was at number 1, it is at number 2. Canara was at number 2, it is now at number 3. So mostly these top 10 are almost the same, except if we stop considering this Axis Growth Opportunity Fund. So duration we have seen, and we have seen the numbers. This number is also gives us a picture about the returns. So this Mirai Asset Emerging Blue Chip has given us a return of about 22.93% over 5 years. Similarly, the other returns we can see in this column. Now, duration, asset under management, the returns, 3 things we have seen. Now, what do we want to see? Last, we want to see expense. So where do we get the expense? Fees and details. When we click on fees and details and we click on the expense ratio, the ones with the least expense ratio comes on the top. So out of the ones which we had seen, I think Mirai Asset Emerging is having less than 1% expense ratio. Anything less than 0.5 is very good, but less than 1% is also acceptable. Less than 1% expense ratio is very good. So Mirai has 0.67, Canara Robeco has 0.62, and I think LDLV is at 0.54. I think out of these 3-4, Kotak, Mirai, LIC, Canara, and LDLVs, these were among the first 10. And Axis we have stopped considering because it is not there in the first 5 years. Means it is there in the market since last 3 years. So it is not there in the market for 5 years. So we haven't considered this. So these are the list of 5 to 6 mutual funds where we can invest in. So now what options do you have? If you want to invest 1 lakh rupees, you can invest either 25,000 in these 4 mutual funds, or you can invest a lump sum amount in one of the mutual funds. Now, the 2 things which are left are the risk stats, that is A and S, that we want to see. Sartino ratio and alpha ratio. We don't want to get into the technicalities of this, but higher the alpha ratio, better is the mutual fund, and higher the Sartino ratio, better is the mutual fund. So if you see the Axis Growth Mutual Fund is still at the top, but it is there in the market since only last 3 years. Apart from there is Quant large and mid cap, which is having a very good Sartino and alpha ratio, and Mirai, Canara, Edelweiss, these are again coming into the top positions when we are talking about the Sartino and the alpha. Sartino ratio and alpha ratios, they give us an idea about risk statistics. Alpha is what the market is giving the returns. So Nifty returns are alpha returns, and we want to beat the market. So we want to get into stocks which are giving better returns than alpha. and beta per se is companies which have higher volatility than the Nifty. So if the Nifty is rising up, these companies will rise faster than Nifty. And similarly, when Nifty is falling down, the companies which are having high beta, they will fall also very swiftly. They will fall faster than Nifty. So their movements are in the direction of the Nifty, but faster than Nifty. The higher the beta of the stocks, the greater the volatility of the stock. These beta stocks we are considering when we are trading or taking positional trades. We always look for stocks which have good beta or greater beta so that we get volatility and faster movements. So this is how we select mutual funds. For all the students who are there in our community, we will do this exercise once again together, and we will make a list of all the mutual funds which are there suitable for investment. We will make a list of 5 mutual funds and 5 debt mutual funds and 5 equity mutual funds. Now coming to the second topic, which is stocks. So stocks, like in mutual funds, we also have an option of investing in a systematic way in stocks. So when we are investing in stocks, like we do an SIP, that is systematic investment planning, we can do similar type of SIP even in stocks. And after doing SIP, what do we do in mutual funds? We keep the mutual fund for a specific amount of time or specific amount till it grows. And then we get out of the mutual fund. So similarly, after the target has been reached, either in terms of money or in time, we get out of the stock SIP. And there are two ways of getting out. One is we take out the profits which we have earned from the stocks and let our capital, which we had invested initially, to stay in the stocks. Or the second way is take out the capital which we have invested and let the profits run. Because anyways, these stocks, the stocks which we are keeping in our portfolio after taking out the capital invested, are free stocks. They haven't cost us any money, just time we have invested in them. So like we have seen for mutual funds, there is also nomenclature for stocks, and there are different things. But to make things simple, let us just remember a simple acronym: MED-BP, MED-BP. So what is MED-BP? M is market cap. So greater the market cap, better is the stock. What is market cap? The value of the stock into the number of shares. If we multiply both of them together, number of shares multiplied by the value of single share, we get the market cap. So the more the market cap, the better the stock to invest in. Then EBITDA. What is EBITDA? In simple terms, EBITDA is tax which we have tax. After paying tax, whatever profits we are left with is called as EBITDA. Earnings before income and tax. So EBITDA is also important, and it shows a way of profits the company is earning. The third thing is D, which is dividend. So dividend is what? Like a bank gives money on pays interest on the money which we keep. The companies also, they give part of the profits in the form of dividends. So a good market cap with a rising profit, rising dividend over last 3 to 5 years, and a rising bottom line. The bottom line, what does bottom line mean? Bottom line means sales. If the sales are increasing, then the company is making profit. So it is a very logical way in which we are evaluating a company. So we see companies which are having good market cap. That means these companies are big companies. Then we see companies which are making profits over 3 to 5 years. So they are consistently growing companies. Then we see dividend. If the company is making profits and giving dividends also, that is, it is sharing dividends and profits with the shareholder, and the dividend is rising over the year, it means the company is in a growing phase. And last but not the least, the bottom line, that is, if the sales are increasing. So if the sales are increasing with profits and with increasing dividends, then we are into a very good company, which is a growth phase of the company. The last thing which we see is the price. The price which we see is the current market price, and we want to compare this current market price with 52-week high price, what it was, or a weekly high price, what it was, and we want to see that the current market price is moving above the 52. What is 52 week? 52 week means about a year ago, the price which was there of the stock, as compared to that, the price of the stock is moving at a higher range now. Similarly, if the price of the stock is moving consistently for the last 3 to 5 years, then the company is growing. So this criteria for selection stock is for companies which are in a growth phase. We can select these companies with a simple acronym called as MET-BP. And where do we search for these companies? We search for these companies on, this is the second site I am giving you, Screener. And we put all these things, that is the market cap. We want more than 1,000 market cap. This 1,000 means 1,000 crores. And then we will be putting our seeing whether the profits we'll be seeing individually. Like after putting this, we have seen the first share which is coming is Route Mobile. So Route Mobile, if the sales was 437 in this quarter and the previous sales 42.7, so it is increasing. So what is the profit which is there? The profit which the shares have given us is about quarter profit of 28.29%. So this is how we will be manually seeing each company and selecting those companies for investing. So if we get a list of say 8 stocks, then if we have a capital of 1 lakh, we can divide it into 10,000 and invest in 10,000 in each of these shares, so that we are diversified. One way is that. Second way is to go sector wise, select every sector, and from that sector, select the top performing 1 or 2 shares and invest in those sectors. So at the end of the day, you will have a portfolio which has 20 to 25 stocks, which are good stocks, and you can keep them in your portfolio for a longer duration of time. For the students who are there in our community, I will share the link in the chat in the WhatsApp group, so that you have this list with you and you can see this, and even you can use it for investment also, as well as I will also give you screeners where we will be selecting stocks for trading also. So this is how the stock selection is done for investing, and mutual funds are used as a tools for investment. So if there are any questions, then please let me know. Have I allowed? Yeah. If there's any question, then please unmute yourself and ask me. Secondly, before we go into that, is any of our students there in right now in the chat who have traded this week? Those who have started trading this week, any of the students, are they there? Swamiji, are you here?
I'm here, sir. Chinmay.
Chinmayji, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Hi, Chinmayji.
Yeah, first time I did today only, no.
Oh, so previously you were doing trading. Previously you were trading in options.
Yeah. Previously myself. Yeah. I do.
Yeah. So how was the experience of trading previously, and how did you find the system this week?
No, previously that's where most of the time what used to happen. The moment my money is in, I was kind of like with alert every time, and then keep eye on in front of the computer most of the time.
Yeah.
and then you keep monitoring, and then by chance you uh, take away your eyes. It
Huh.
it was like
It is
immediately
as
that
if the market is waiting for you to take your eyes off,
exactly,
and
and
as
never
soon as you turn
happened
your
the other
eyes,
way.
yes.
Correct. But this was the first time I felt little comfortable, and I didn't have to, see
Yeah.
in front, be in front of the computer. I can do my other work in the meantime. So that was the very good, and then that was giving me very less headache,
Yeah. So
and
Chinmayji,
that was the kind of experience
yes,
I
as
wanted
I
always.
said, the main aim of our community is not only earning money, it is to have a
Correct.
peaceful wealth creation. That is what the
Yes.
experience is all about. So you traded in one lot this week. You started with one lot.
Yes. One lot. One lot.
Okay, so fees recovered.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Chinmayji.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, Kundanji, how are you?
Fine, sir. Fine.
So even you close the trade at given time?
Sir, I told you, na, sir, I didn't take the trade
Oh, you
this
didn't
week,
take
sir.
it. You'll be taking from next week.
Next week, sir. Actually, I have opened the account in Zerodha, sir, in this week only.
Yes,
So
yes,
from the
yes.
next week, Tuesday, I will be doing the trade, sir, in that
No
account
issues,
only.
no issues. But you are able to understand the logics
Yes,
what we
sir.
are
Yes,
doing
sir.
in. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir. The decay one, I have the logic. I have understood, sir. How
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
work.
And I'll be posting the link of screeners as well as the mutual fund thing. And we will
Okay, sir.
discuss
Okay.
it in our community also. If some of us are interested in investing in stocks,
Okay, sir.
or start with mutual fund with a very small amount with a specific goal for 5 years or 7 years, then we can
Okay, sir.
we will even do that, and we will select a bunch of mutual funds where you can invest in.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
good. Thank you, Kundanji. So my request to all the people out here is uh, join the community and start this journey as soon as possible, because these are some of the things which we are teaching out here. You need to experience it to know the value of it. There are many people in the uh, out there in on YouTube and other coaches who will be selling you lot of stuff which is not going to help you in the longer run. And compared to that, the thing which we are teaching here, it is not just about teaching. Like I told my community also, that it is not just about I giving you theoretical knowledge and you going on just accumulating that knowledge. It is an action oriented course. We want you to take action, and that is the main reason I wanted everybody to of my community, and they have started trading, and I am really glad that these people trusted and started trading, and they have got fantastic result this week. So yeah, Hemanji, any questions?
Yeah, I'm basically a lump sum investor in mutual funds.
Yeah.
So my question is, suppose today the market is going down.
Yes.
So what time should I invest in that? Because every day there is a fluctuation.
Yes.
So is it ideal to invest where once the market is down or once it is up? And before what time we have to invest in a specific mutual fund?
Yeah. So I'll take this as three parts. What time to invest in the market when the market is volatile, how much money to invest, and third part of the question is what time of the market should we select to make an investment. So coming to the first question.
In a day.
Yeah, in a day. So when the market is volatile, how to invest? So it has been found that if you select any 7-year period, right from the, even when the market collapsed before March 2020, even at the high of that Nifty, even that if you had selected, and if you are invested for the next 7 years, then the market is going to give you profit. And this has been proved amply by the previous 2018 crash. Before that, in 1990s, the crash was there. Even that time, even if at that time also you had invested at the peak of that, just before the fall, even at that time, investment would have given you fantastic results in 7 years time. So first question is, if you want to invest, the correct question is not when to start investing. The first question you should ask yourself is, how much time are you willing to keep invested? It is not about timing. It is how much time you are going to give the market. Nobody can time the market perfectly. So don't try to time the market. It is not about timing the market. It is about how much time you spend in the market. The longer the time you are spending, the better the possibility of better returns you have. Second question, if I am having 1 lakh rupees lump sum, how should I invest it? So if I am in your place and the market position is like it is going on right now, so what I will do, I will invest that 1 lakh rupees into an arbitrage fund for 1 to 6 months. And after 1 to 6 months, I will start a SWP from it. That is systematic withdrawal plan. So I will invest part of the money in my mutual fund, keep part of the money which I want to invest. For example, I want to invest 10,000 every month. So I will keep 50,000 in a separate savings account, and 50,000 I will keep in arbitrage fund. And from arbitrage fund, from the 6th month onwards, the SWP will be starting. And this savings account, every month it will be giving me 10,000 rupees from my savings account into my SIP account for mutual funds. So I get 3 benefits. One is I am not risking my entire capital right now. Second is I am investing from my savings account only 10,000 rupees. The rest of the 40,000 are earning me savings account interest. The third is my money is kept in arbitrage fund for 6 months. So that 6 months also returns I am getting on my 50,000 rupees, which I have kept in arbitrage fund. And over a period of 6 months, I am investing partly in SIP. So even if the market crashes tomorrow, I am not at a risk of losing my entire capital. Even if the market is down 30%, I am not risking my entire capital. In fact, I have capital which I can use to buy more amount of shares or invest more in mutual funds if I get an opportunity. So I guess these 3 things answer your 3 questions.
Yes, sir. And
Okay.
one more thing is,
Yes.
if I want, I am having a portfolio with some mutual funds. So
You are
what is
having
the
a portfolio with mutual
some
fund.
mutual funds? Okay. So my question is, when will they calculate the NAV every day? Whether it is like at a specific time is there, like today's NAV is at 12 o'clock. You have to buy this for the today's
Whenever
NAV
you
or
are
tomorrow's
selling
NAV.
before 12 o'clock, then you get that day's NAV. If you are
Okay.
selling after 10 o'clock, you get next day's NAV.
Okay. Okay.
And for mutual fund also, and for stock SIP also, it is advisable to invest in the later half of the market or last 1 hour of the market,
Okay. Okay.
because that is a time when the market is a bit quiet. We don't want to invest when the market is volatile.
Okay.
So later half of the market is a bit quiet market. So if you want to invest, then try to invest after 11, 12 o'clock.
Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions? So is Sagar from my tech team here?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yeah. So I would request Sagar to please post the link of the course, and as a opportunity to join the course, I am again sharing the link again. The people who have taken the course last week, they have recovered their money and have earned profit more than the course fee last week. I don't promise that it will happen every week, but this is just symbolic that I wanted them to start earning before they finish their learning, because learning everybody is going to give you in the market. Everybody is going to give you various strategies. You have to learn them, master them, and then get into those strategies. But I wanted this thing that by the time my community finishes its learning, they are confident with their earning thing, and they have already started earning. So it is, I am very glad for them that now they have the peace of mind as well as the confidence to trade in the system. Yeah, Deepesh ji.
Sir, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, my doubt is whenever I'm trying to buy a mutual fund,
Yeah,
suppose-
just a second, Deepesh. Sagar sir, can you please post the link for the course?
Yes, sir. Posting it right away.
Yeah. So
Posted, sir. Also, you want me to take down the price as
yeah, I'll
you
just see
mentioned?
what the price is right now.
Right now it is 9999 9,999.
Okay, so for the people who are present right now, I am giving you an offer that you can buy this course for 2,000 rupees discount till 24 hours. That is before this day ends. And as an additional discount to people who are action takers, I am giving you one more chance that before this webinars, if anyone is getting the payment done, then they need to pay only 6,999. You will get the course in 6,999.
So you want me to take down the
Take
price
down the-
for right now it is 6,999, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just a second. I've done it.
Okay. So this is
So now
only valid.
if someone
valid
click on
till-
the, yeah, it
Yeah.
will be valid till 1 hour.
Yeah, till the webinar gets over. As soon as the webinar gets over, then you can increase the price to 7,999 for next 24
Okay.
hours.
Sorted,
Okay.
sir. Sorted. I have updated the price.
Thank you, Sagar.
Hello.
Yeah, Deepesh.
yeah.
Yeah, Deepesh.
So whenever the suppose like market is going up and down, the NAV remains the constant throughout the whole day. So suppose market was 400 down and by closure it is 800 down, and I want to invent a lump sum at when the market is down too much, but still the NAV is showing the same. It does not fluctuate according to it.
Yeah,
So how do we do it?
that is the main problem which I told you, no, that mutual fund, what problem does mutual fund में क्या problem होता है कि if I want to buy today, I will not get today's NAV. I will get today's NAV only if I am investing before 12 in the afternoon, or if I am selling before 12 in the afternoon. If I want to get today's NAV, that is the disadvantage of mutual fund. There is a lag of price because
So if-
prices we cannot see live. Mutual fund prices
Yeah,
we cannot see live.
So if I want to buy the market closure value today, so I have to do it before 12 tomorrow.
No, not
Or-
not tomorrow. If you want to buy today's NAV, you have to put an order before 12 a.m.
Tomorrow,
12,
right?
12 p.m. Not today. Like on 20th January, if I want to get the price of 20th January NAV,
Hmm.
then I have to place my order before 12 noon on 20th January. If I
Oh.
am placing on 21st January before
Hmm.
12 a.m., I will get the price of 21st January.
After 12. Okay. So yesterday after 1:30 till today before 12 is what should I have?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is very difficult to judge whether the market will fall 400 points or 500 points before 12 a.m.
Okay.
And
So
more
before
to
12
it,
and
we
after
cannot see
12
live. We cannot see live, like at least Bank Nifty, we can see what it is happening.
Mhm.
We
So
cannot see
ETF is
mutual
better than.
ETF we can see live. Yes, ETF is
Yeah.
much better, and it is a middle way between stock and mutual funds. Definitely, ultimate
before
aim is that
12
you should be comfortable with stocks,
Right.
because
So before
those are
12
the
and after
instruments.
12 is the cutoff.
Yes, before 12 and after 12 is the cutoff.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So any other questions? Swami ji, are you here?
Sir, good evening, sir. My
Good
name
evening,
is Challa
Chala.
Prasad.
Yeah, Chala sir.
Sir, that price is for same last week you offered course. No?
That
That
was
same.
for that time, Chala ji. That was an introductory offer for action takers.
Okay. But
And,
at that time I have few doubts. That's why I'm not able to take.
I
how
think
much?
you had contacted Sagar. I think you had contacted Sagar.
No, sir. No.
Okay, so just get in touch with Sagar once.
Okay.
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 One more thing.
Yeah.
My big criteria is how much time I have to spend off the market and on the market.
How much time you have to spend? I means if you are following the system which we are teaching.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I would be very glad if some of the student can do it. Is anybody there? Swami sir, are you there? Kundan sir? Kundan sir, you were there when we took the trade? Yeah. So Challa sir, my students are not there. Otherwise, I would have been happy if they would have told you so that you get the
Yes, sir.
confidence. But
Yes, sir.
it takes 15 to 20 minutes a week to follow the system.
Oh, means throughout the week,
Throughout
any
the
one
week.
of the day, 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, we start on suppose we are starting on Tuesday, then on Tuesday you will be putting 10 minutes, and other days you'll be putting 2 to 3 minutes, and at the time of exit you will be putting 5 minutes. So
Okay.
throughout the week you will be putting not more than 15 to 20 minutes. Initially
Okay,
you
okay.
might require
Okay.
time to understand.
On the live market, what time I have to check? Means any particular time or
Those are different timings for different
start of
strategies.
the day
Challa
or
sir.
end of the day?
Those are different strategies and different timings for different strategies.
Hello?
Challa ji. Yeah. Challa sir, those are different timings for different